Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming today. I think this session will begin with Japan and end at 5:15 today. It's a global markets forum, and it's quite exciting because there's a lot going on in this industry. My name is Akiko Takahashi. I'm with Melco Crown Entertainment. I am their Chief HR, CSR Officer, and Executive Vice President. And I also am privileged to be on the board for the G2E, so I will be representing G2E and introducing the speakers today. Our first session is on Japan, and I can't think of a more difficult panel to be on today as we speak, because all of a sudden it went from we're going to pass this legislation to the latest news today, which says don't know if it's going to pass, it's 50-50. And then, of course, the whole question of is it going to pass if it doesn't pass in September. We have an outstanding group of people to speak today. Our first, the moderator, is someone who probably doesn't need any introduction to this group, Mr. Richard Baldwin. He's the managing director of the Union Gaming Group. I understand he's called Sea Captain because he looks like he should be managing a ship. Obviously, he comes with an illustrious background in the finance side, including being CFO of Tropicana Entertainment, Shuffle Master, and came up the ranks, of course, like everybody else, into that accounting firm called Deloitte. On the panel is Ed Bowers, who is the Senior Vice President for MGM. He leads the development activities for MGM International. And Takashi Kiso-san, who is the CEO of International Casino Institute in Japan, a consulting firm. Perfect time for him to be doing this, but he spent many, many years in the US in the gaming industry. So I will turn it over to you.
Thank you. This is a sea captain speaking, but thank you for my colleague Grant Goverson for that warm introduction. It's a pleasure to be here representing Union Gaming. We are short one panelist, unfortunately, but we will make do. So I guess for stay on schedule here, we will just jump right in. And I guess one of the things that, we have a series of kind of questions we've laid out here, kind of some nuts and bolts. Obviously, I think a lot of curiosity and a lot of opinions and views around if, in fact, this IR promotion bill is actually going to pass in June. And we'll get into that here in a second. But maybe before we jump into that, I guess just wanted to ask my fellow panelists here, related to this bill and the timing, is what's different this time around? I mean, for those of us that have been working in the gaming industry, this has been something that's been discussed for many years. Seemingly, this time around seems to have the best chance of passage as it may have ever had in the past. Some view the Olympic bid, the 2020 bid in Tokyo, as a positive. We've heard the other side that actually may have viewed that as a negative and perhaps could further delay. And so the question would be, we can start with Ed, is from your perspective, from MGM's perspective, why now?
So I think is this on? Oh, yeah. I think there's a couple of macro things to start with. One is political and one's economic. Politically, we're in a situation now where we have a relatively stable government with the Abe government. And, in the past, a lot of times when this thing has started to get somewhat close, there's been a significant change in government and changing prime ministers. So on the one hand, therefore, we have somewhat political stability. The second thing is we have a renewed emphasis on the economy, on Abenomics, and on the type of economic project that would make sense, that would fit within those macro policies. So with those two general areas, it's a really fit time for to push the IR initiative, which has so many times been derailed in the past?
Yeah, what Ed said is pretty correct, and it's same as my insight over the casino legalization in Japan. Especially for the Abe administration, the promoting tourism is one of the primary economic booster for them because of the Olympic Games, obviously. We will have Olympic Game 2020, so by that time at least, the tourism would be the primary industry we can earn money from domestic or internationally. However, the discussion would be, what would we do after the Olympic? The Olympic game is a very big event. However, it lasts only 2 months.